Hello, my name is Robin Tamanaha. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist here in Orange County. Excuse me if my voice sounds weird. I'm just getting over being sick. So I thought today I'd just do a quick video talking about different myths surrounding bipolar disorder. There's a lot out there, so I figure we can go ahead and correct a few. One is that bipolar disorder isn't common. Now, this is untrue. So, according to the National Institute of Mental Health, 5.7 million adults in America are living with this diagnosis. And it's actually just as common in teens as it is in adults, with 1% of teens in America who are 14 years old to 18 years old who are living with this diagnosis as well. Oftentimes, individuals who were originally diagnosed with depression later go on to be diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So there was an association that actually did gather information on this. It's the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, it's a long one, who found that there are 3.4 million kids and teens with depression who could actually be experiencing early onset bipolar disorder. And there's a lot of reasons behind this. I can say that in my professional experience, oftentimes when people do reach out for therapy, they're in the depression episode, and some of them, they do have major depression, whereas others it may actually be bipolar disorder. But all in all, for them, what's happening is that the depression that they're experiencing is the most debilitating, and they feel the weight of that the most, and how it's affecting their life and their relationships and just how they feel about themselves. So another myth is there's a test to diagnose bipolar disorder. That's not true. As convenient as it would be, unfortunately, there's just questionnaires out there that ask do these symptoms relate to you? But a true diagnosis will actually come from meeting with a mental health professional so that they can get background history. Now, a reason for this is there's a lot of factors that can come into play when it comes to the symptoms that someone experiences. So actually taking a questionnaire can actually be good, because then okay, well, these things I experience. So then it becomes meeting with a mental health professional to figure out what is leading to those symptoms. So we will pretty much sort through the symptoms, as well as any changes or big life events that could play a factor. And I'll give you an example. So if someone's feeling just distracted by noise or whatever's going on around them super easily, then is it ADHD? And then do they also experience symptoms of ADHD, or is it actually bipolar disorder? Because that can also be a symptom. Another example could be, someone may all of a sudden get very irritable or upset. And one of the questions we'll ask is, have you experienced any traumas in your life? Which is just anything where you felt like you were in danger, a really scary experience. Maybe you were attacked, almost killed, or maybe witnessing someone else get seriously injured. Because if someone does experience a trauma, then it very much makes sense why, if they're out in the community, maybe they'll see something or hear something that will remind them of that. So then that's when the emotion comes out. As opposed to, bipolar disorder, is it a little more organic? And is that the reason why there's this emotion that will come out all of a sudden? So we'll piece that apart. And we also look at family history too. So there's so many different things, and as clinicians and therapists, we want to make sure that we're giving you a proper diagnosis. Sometimes answers to some of the questions are I don't know, and that's perfectly fine as well, because there are times when maybe we'll provide therapy, and as we're working with an individual, we'll see the symptoms come out or the behaviors come out, and we will remember that, document it, and then along the way come to a diagnosis. So sometimes people will come to a therapist because they're like, well, there's a lot of things going on, like, is it this or is it that? I don't really know. So then we'll be alongside with the client to really narrow down what that diagnosis is. Okay. Another myth is individuals with bipolar disorder, they can't be successful or they can't work. That's not true, for sure. That one is very negative and actually quite defeating. Symptoms can impact a person's life, like they can, depending on the severity too, they can make aspects of a person's life quite difficult. But that doesn't mean like, well, game over, no. You could probably even do like a Google search for famous people who have fill in the blank diagnosis, and you'll find a list of people who have actually been quite successful. And this is true in real life too, whether they were famous or not famous. Like, there are many individuals who are very talented, and their mental health diagnosis is not a reason that should be a factor in holding them back in what they want to do and how far they want to go in life. So hope you enjoyed this video. Just a little disclaimer, as always, this is in no way a replacement or substitute for true therapy. If you are interested in therapy, or maybe you yourself want to sort through and see what diagnosis you may have, or just maybe getting some answers for what you're experiencing, I recommend that you do a Google search or a search in your area for local therapists if you're in Orange County. If you want to commute, or if you're near Costa Mesa, then you can always reach out to me. I do also offer free 15-minute phone consultations if that's something that will help someone, make a decision on, well, do I actually want to come in for the appointment? So hope this was helpful, and thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.